So it's a fast A play to kick off the pistol.
Yeah, Renegades going to go barreling into this site, but Chris J and Woxic are able to keep things in favor of the Mousesports side. And Renegades, they actually dip out of A. They're going to go down the vent and try and change this plan up. That bomb goes down. Dick Stacy holding on to Secret. Will beat Woxic there in the head-to-head, but Rops has removed Malta back in the bomb site. In the meantime, Dick Stacy, gotta deal with another man, and now down to the 2v2, closes the double doors. This bomb is planted for Dexter. Dick Stacy beat down by Chris. And well, he's beaten the Dick, but can he deal with Dexter? Chris J, he's gonna get all of them. Gets both players.
Don't want to go down to this early CT side and let Mousesports run away with the money and the lead. So they're gonna try and put a stop to it. Couple of Galils, couple of pistols, and a door play for Renegades, rather. Once again, maybe hoping to get down this vent. They will find Karrigan on top of the hut, though, and that's going to tempt them into this A site.
Oh, but Chris J and Frozen have both been rewarded with kills here over on that Mousesports side, so that man advantage that Renegades had for about a second has already been taken away. And there's no getting past Chris J today, as Frozen now comes in on this lurk from behind. Dick Stacy now the only man left here for Renegades, and Robs is going to find him for this Mouse side. Now, case for both of these organizations, but not really for the teams in their current form. They were both here in the playoffs last time around. Now, for Renegades, completely different team, right, since then, since joining this organization. But for Mouse, we got a few of the same players here in Rops and Chris J. And you bet they want to have that chance to be back in front of the Danish crowd. I cannot say I blame them. That crowd is phenomenal. This round here, though, Hugo, it's just the Deagles for Renegades. Inns was able to find the opener towards outside. And now they're going to turn their attention over here towards ramp. Rops is playing this position. He's going to get Deeg down as well. These rounds can get out of hand in a 5-on-3. Finally, Chris J is going to deal with one, but still the man advantage residing with Renegades and a chance to do something in a round that they haven't got much investment in.
That's a big kill from Frozen, taking control of the lobby here for Mousesports and Renegades. Well, they had this lead, well, they had the advantage. It's all getting swept away. It's only one man left up, Sicko, in a 1-on-3. These Deegs have so far brought Renegades a couple of kills in this round, but the jump timing is so important.
Nuke's been thrown in over towards Vinny. Missed shot from Woxic, uncharacteristically so. And now Renegades trying to close this gap, trying to get close to the orb. But Woxic very fast indeed. That little jump leaves him in the firing line of Malta, so the trade will finally be found. And Malta doubling down now towards outside. Frozen's responded. He has come up through those vents. We were waiting for it. And he's reclaimed the lead here for Mousesports in this round.
And Chris is going to use Malta smoke against him. This is a fantastic play from Chris, gaining more control outside. And with 20 seconds, Renegades have to cross that bomb towards A. It's going to get denied. Dropped in the dirt with Dick Stacy. It's Malta now alone, and he has to pick out a 1v3. No time left and no health either. The right time to strike, and once it does, Robs, you've got to hope he doesn't pull out a grenade in the wrong time. Luckily, he doesn't have any left, nor health, as Dexter doubles with the Deeg down on ramp. Renegades, they've opened up a route towards B. We've seen rounds like this before where they find these opening kills with the Deagles, but are they going to fall apart?
Karrigan. There we go. Not able to deal with Dexter rather. And trade will come in. Woxic is left in the clutch, though, up against these Deagles. This is not an impossible round for Renegades. In fact, it's feeling likely. And Woxic there, just quick switching a little too soon. If he'd thrown that Molotov in earlier, maybe it would have forced the fight out from the man planting the bomb.
Renegades outside control as well. And these crosses down through the smokes, but Sicko taking a fight and taking down Woxic to start off this round. That's exactly what Renegades needed to get themselves on this T side.
And they're also going to get a player down the vents. That's some big news for Renegades. Malta slipping into the back line. Rops is ready and waiting for it, though. And for Mousesports, that right there, that kill is massive, because not only has it given you a 4-on-4 back over on the Mouse side, it's also now meant that you've dealt with that 1B lurk. And we know how strong it can be when you get a player down in those vents. Just because, you know, over on the CT side, it forces you to have to bear that late play from the B site player in mind throughout. And now Mousesports re-aggressing into the lobby. Sure, Frozen offers himself up, but this is where Chris J can keep things in favor of Mouse. He'll activate, deals with ins, but that Molotov is going to force him into the prying eyes of this AWP and Dick Stacy, and he'll get picked up as a result. Rops has now arrived from B, deals with Dexter at ramp, and this is going to force Renegade's hand into this A side of the map. They'll get the bomb down, and now it's only Rops left to try and clutch this one out for Mousesports.
The heaven's being covered, that AWP is double scoped in, and Rops is going to have to dodge it. He can't. Predicts the wrong. Really no investment in this round, so shouldn't expect too many kills. It's not even quite the deegs that Renegades showed us in some of these T-side rounds. Carrigan looking to force a fight, and Sicko's waiting in the back of the lobby on this default. Renegades just holding down long angles, and they're going to get fed kills here. Chris and Frozen moving through, and both of them picked apart as well. Just Rops left up with his deeg. Can he do what the rest of Renegades have been doing so well themselves?
Yeah, I mean, even if he's able to replicate some of it, you know, a 1v5, throwing him into these main peaks. And this round here is just a fast stay play from Renegades. They try and switch up the pace. They try and catch Mousesports off guard. It's almost worked. It gets him that first kill. But Carrigan's done a very good job of buying some time for these rotations, these Heaven players, to get into position now. 2 players here for Mousesports. Chris J, by the way, #1 on the minimap. He's got on a very, very lengthy flank all the way through yard, and Sicko is not ready for it. That could be the defining moment for Mousesports in this round. You deal with the AWP, you deal with the man holding for that ramp aggression. And that might have opened up a way for Mousesports to get back into this now with this bomb planted. Renegades, very limited time to set up these post plants. They're going to run a hot and sight crossfire between Dick Stacy and Inns.
But they're still so scared of the Heaven position. That's why Mousesports had 2 players earlier with a molly coming down from Dick Stacy, and now they're grouping up to trade effectively. Woxic with that opening kill, and Dick Stacy can only get a trade.
Renegades, 20 seconds. They're going to try and go towards ramp room. They're going to try and hit this B bomb site. Rops, he'll have to handle this one, and he does. Oh no, the bomb's dropped back up on top of the ramp, and Dick Stacy, it's heartbreaking. He knows he doesn't have time anymore. It's just how much damage can he do? And right now, while he is wreaking havoc, he's not ready.
Starting to run dry for the Renegades. Carrigan can get mollied. Oh, just escapes. Doesn't get spammed through that smoke either. He wants to stay by the door so he can make sure no one's dropped down towards B, and Rops has found first blood. Spraying the smoke, taking down Dexter inside of the lobby, and the man advantage going the way of Mousesports.
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a weird one. Dexter tries to go through that ramp smoke, and that just gives Rops the opener. You know, you can't really blame Dexter. You look at how Mouse have been approaching ramp, and it has been very passive. They've been hiding. They've been waiting. They've been giving up that initial bit of ramp control. Renegades, in response to this, they try and get down through secret. They'll get a kill there. Malta's snuck out beneath Chris J, and it's all a matter of who looks first. Malta, oh no, he doesn't know. Chris J doesn't know he's here, and there's Malta rewarded. Finally, he catches Chris J up on the rafters. That was a fight that could have gone anyone's way. Rops can deny this bomb plant now, but he's just missed the timing. The plants come in, and Malta with a double. Now, just one man left to beat. It's Woxic on the other side. And while he has gotten down into the bomb site, he throws that smoke on the bomb. Malta spraying back in. Woxic, no.
Big point. They're going to be the one favored. Dick Stacy saving Sicko's life here outside as Chris J spams with the deagle. Tag with the scout. And remember, we have low investments here from Mousesports, but that scout could be so effective at really pulling down the health of Renegades, making these pistols, making these SMGs more effective. That being said, it's a 5-on-3 for Renegades. They can commit towards a site if they do so, please. And Dick Stacy is going to be entering up into that A site. Fast play from him. The bomb trying to cross as well to get inside, and Malta's going to take down Woxic, caught away in the yard. It's looking like a done deal here for Mousesports. No way to get back into this one. They have a kit on Frozen at least, but right now the possibility of a retake is slipping out of the window.
There's absolutely no chance for Mouse in this round now. They know it, right? Even with that scout finding a few players, bringing them down, it's just not going to be enough. And Renegades, they will be onto a 5th. You know, you look at this already, you look at this scoreline, and this is already good. for the boys over here on their T half, right? 5 rounds. You kind of already hit the bare minimum that you were looking for. There's already a lot more room left to play around with in this half. Now, as they go hunting, they will actually fall to these players that we're trying to save.
Towards
So
the bottom of B. Sicko's going to double back through the lobby, and the timing is unfortunate for Woxic as he looks into his position. Does trade out to a 4-on-4, but Renegades, by this free ramp control, do they get tempted to commit down lower? If they do, Mousesports are prepared.
Are they going to check this little position down beneath Dick Stacy? This safe little plant spot that Carrigan is hidden in right now is still gone unaccounted for. Dick Stacy surely is going to see it. Surely.
Oh no, Carrigan!
It's not clean. He will get one. It's not fantastic. And Dick Stacy and Sicko in the meantime have kept this even for Renegades. There's still a chance for Mouse in this round. Frozen dealt with Chris J, tapping down Sicko. And this is where the decision to purchase up armor behind this USP could be so valuable. Dick Stacy brought down so low earlier on in the round. He's just sticking the bomb plant. That is bull.
Who would stick a bomb plant? Nope. Who knows? Carrigan is going to open up this round. Dexter's going down. Renegades again tempted by this ramp room. They have no utility. This is going to be a go-to. As a result, Chris is waiting on the other side. He gets one. Robs also dropping down B, and Woxic waiting to cover for him. He's going to actually give up a lot of room, a lot of position here as Robs attempts to re-aggress. Sicko may have just caught the timing to get right past his headshot angle, and Robs turning back, gets away with a kill. Still with a chance to drop down towards B before Renegades find that trade, and he is just stalling out his life for as long as he possibly can. Second one for Rops as well, and it's all Dick Stacy alone. Carrigan's covered from the door.
One of the 2 players that I would be looking towards to join Chris J up at the top of the scoreboard, and the fact that he's over towards Ramp Room, an area that Renegades were finding a lot of success in earlier on in this game, I think that's going to bode well for Mouse. It's all feeling like it's starting to fall into place a bit more now for this CT side. Even in that round there, they get those crossfires set up inside of the B site so quickly. It didn't feel like 5 individuals. You could tell that they were setting up as a team. And that's how
he's just going to play the timing. Look to catch these players as they split mini. He's already got the backline, and Renegades, while they can double down into A, knowing their back is compromised, they are walking into a very stacked bomb site. Carrigan hidden. Oh, the check for ins, and he finds the re-peek as well. That is fantastic for Renegades. They've somehow turned this one around. Rops has given up his position down in the vents, and they know that there's Chris coming in through mini. Lots of info for Renegades right now as they go for the plant, and Malta's going to cover main as well. That will allow the bomb to get planted for Renegades, and this is surely a retake. Too much to ask for Mousesports.
Well, it's Woxic and Rops left standing in the server here over on the Mousesports side. These 2 are not shy on their brilliant moments. Woxic opening this round up, getting it a little bit closer now. Rops going barreling in, and he's gonna best ins there in the head-to-head. Dexter and Dick Stacy, the double Ds at Renegades have to come up huge. Woxic trying to close the gap, but he's running out of time, and there's just no time left.
Let's find out.
Yeah, Mousesports picking up the pace, not wasting any time on the back of that tech pause. Now they rush into this A site, and Int had a chance, but it's been taken away from him. Sicko only good for 1 up in heaven, and the bomb plant found now for this Mouse side. Dick Stacy's even been spotted going aggressive in through the ramp room. Rops looking to try and deal with him. Carrigan, in the meantime, has helped out massively, dealing with one of these players over in the A site, but Malta and Dick Stacy have pulled this back down into the doable realm of a 2v2, now a 1v1 as the trades go back and forth. It's Chris J versus Dick Stacy, and Chris J comes in clutch once again.
Getting his vengeance right now on Stacy as Mousesports are going to go fast through this smoke. Dangerous decision on the anti-eco, and Dick, well, he gets his revenge for now at least. Rops and Woxic gone down. The lobby crunches in for Renegades, and they find a man advantage.
And these rounds can spiral out of control. Everyone has armor here for the side of Renegades. And so every kill they've got is a weapon gained. This little militia, this little insurgency of Aussie forces have put together a bit of investment, but they've already lost Malta there. The first man in, Frozen taps him down and makes it look a little too easy. He's going to fall off back towards the ramp room. Now, that bomb isn't actually planted for ramp, and that's where both of these players reside. Thankfully, there's no kit on the Renegade side, and so they can keep these two players back at range. Sicko's going to try and get on that bomb, and this is how it can go wrong. Inns is blind. Frozen's got to head in. Sicko's sticking it. Oh, he's missed the spray. It might be the full 10-second stick, but finally the kill from above. And oh my goodness, it's a shooting gallery. Oh, clay pigeons, but the clay pigeons are fighting back in this one. Finally, the kills come in. And here's the thing, it does feel like Mousesports, that's a mentality that a few of them have gotten into now. And you're bang on, you bring up how at the end of the camera shots, everyone's sighing with relief. I want to see this Mousesports squad pumped up. I want to see them believing. You've got 5 incredibly talented players here, and they definitely have the ability. I don't like seeing those sighs of relief. And already in this round, Frozen's been removed. Man advantage taken for Renegades nice and early. Now, they have gotten 2 players down through Secret, one of those being the bomb here on Woxic. And he's going to get caught with a nade out as well as that. The bomb has now been spotted here for the Renegade side.
Yeah, very low HP for Woxic. It's a bit of a problem, and Renegades can afford to fall back with the time in their favor, 30 seconds. And Mousesports are pretty much committed to this lower side, but they still have 2 players in lobby. That's going to make things hard, but the vent dive, they're going back up towards A. This could be genius. It could be a mess. And Molter's going to spray them down with Inns as well. That bomb getting dropped in the open. Karrigan, 1-on-5. It's all about damage. It's all about taking guns out of the hands of Renegades, but that looks like an impossibility at this point. They're going to finish them off with a pistol. Patient stuff for Renegades, not wanting to be the ones to make the first move / mistake. Sicko will get rid of that AWP outside, or the scout rather, and Inns getting Rops through the door as well. So 5 on 3, we're really just relying on Chris at this point as Karrigan's being picked up as well. That scout finding nothing here for Mousesports in this round, and Frozen coming to reunite with his teammate, grab that bomb, but really Mousesports have nothing to show for this force.
Yeah, they're hoping they can find something. I mean, Renegades, if they can grab another flawless round here, they're going to be so happy with that. Sure, they lose 1, but no more damage. Reset your opponent's economy. You stop things like this AWP coming through. That's not the case anymore. That's not a worry any longer for Renegades. And that means, Mouse, they've really got to brawl. They've really got to scrap their way to a victory here in this map. Renegades have poised themselves well if they do want to pick this one up. It is their map pick.
No AWPs and a fast play outside, but it's met with a match from Renegades. Sicko's playing behind the red box. That's smoke letting Renegades cross without getting spotted. Dex is in a similar situation. He's found a frag as well. So desperation ensuing for Mousesports as they look to get out of this precarious position. Dexter making noise, and he's going to get hurt. Chris will find him. That AWP has gone down towards Secret, so Sicko does at least have B covered, and he's going to move into position to try and find Chris. He cannot for the time being. Rops, meanwhile, in the lobby, holding off against Dick Stacey, who's killed his teammate. And right now, Mousesports are just hoping that Renegades give them a kill back into this round. Robs might have to go hunting here on ramp.
Yeah, and it's all about whether or not he's going to check this close left angle. Dick Stacey's already had a kill down towards ramp room. And so Mouse, they just decide to group back up here in the lobby. They're going to try and play the numbers game as best they can. 2 heads in this situation, almost definitely better than 1. Dick Stacey, man, he knows all about heads here at ramp. He's going to try and tap him down.
Oh, the timing.
He's just missed the timing on that one. And Chris J, double kill now, looking to secure this B bomb site. Missed shot from Sicko has given some room and allowed that bomb plant to come in. Mouse, there's still a chance to recover this round, and some good utility usage has kept that AWP at bay. Chris J continuing to find success. Rops tries to swing on in, but it's all on Chris, and he's got to ace this if Mousesports want to lock in this round. Chris J brought down by Sicko, and in spite his best efforts.
And they will be able to at least get down into Secret. Further than that, easier said than done, but they're just going to run through the smoke. Karrigan landing on the ground and landing the headshot to Dexter. That's another gun added to the arsenal of Mousesports.
And it's little cheesy moments like that that we often see spur on this Mousesports squad. It's when they get away with little bits of trickery like
What?
this. Karrigan, oh my
No!
god, 3 kills. Karrigan's got the B bomb site. He'll get that bomb down. The CZ king of Mousesports might have just made this round so. It's only Sicko left, and he wants to hold on to the AWP. He wants to try and stay alive. And Karrigan, this is a man who I want to see build up a bit more confidence, have a bit more faith. Himself can win you this game.
I mean, that's a key swing round, Harry. Look at the same story in the first half, right? Mousesports winning that crucial eco down on B with Chris J on the USP, and that just made them close out that first half in dominant fashion, or in favorable fashion at least. Well, they hadn't put a rifle round on this T side, but they win their first fast B play with pistols. That can really crush a team like Renegades right here, right now, and they're going to have to look to try and exploit the gaps of Mousesports. They've hit the perfect timing out through ramp, and they might find Chris in the lobby. He has the bomb. 2 players here for Mousesports, a third coming in from the spawn late. That's Woxic. Renegades, do they get to the party early before Woxic does? No, Sicko is ready on the angle, and Dick Stacy's going to bail as well. Renegades have put this back into a 4-on-4. They lost Dexter in that A site through a smoke earlier on, and that's maybe where Mousesports are considering hitting. Yeah,
I like this immediate rotation back from Renegades, so they don't waste any time hanging around in the lobby. They move all of those players back up into heaven to try and deal with this round. Now, Frozen left in the clutch. It feels like in these last few from ours, we've had individuals.
Now Frozen in an aggressive position. Does he expect the CTs to be the same with a flashbang from Sicko out through the smoke? It takes down Frozen with a re-peek from Dexter, and Renegades, that's a brilliant way of finding a man advantage. They give up yard, they fall back down towards B, and they sit in a 5-on-4. Mousesports, the next move is going to be on the backs of them.
Yeah, they'll try and split in through midi. They'll try and get into this A-bomb site, and the kills go back and forth, but ultimately
Renegades starting on the T side. Will they put up enough rounds to fight back? And now they fight back. Malta with 2, dropping the bomb on that A site. They try and drop through the vents. Rops does get himself a gun, but he's low in the process. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and that bomb still dropped on the site.
What can Rops even hope to do in this situation here, right? That bomb is under full Renegades control. And you just know that no one from this CT side is going to give him a gunfight. No one wants to offer any avenue back into this round the way of Rops. He's 1 shot away from certain death as well. So if those words aren't enough to paint a grim picture in this round for Mouse, I don't know what is.
Yeah, he's just guarding his position right now, like a watchdog, really, holding onto the B site. But at a certain point, you have to realize you can't afford to let the time get into the red, because then Renegades can decide either to not kill you or to kill you after time. And those 2 options are pretty dire. Considering the loss bonus is there for Mousesports as well, Rops may as well give it a go. Try and get a kill, but Sicko's tucked here, and this should not be expected by Rops. He's not even going to clear it, and Sicko gets Dexter gets mollied. Unfortunate timing, and Sicko doesn't have another flash to help out, so this drive-by still going to go in his favor. Frozen doesn't win it this time either, and that is another advantage for Renegades.
That's the exact thing, right? So you talk about Sicko lining that flashbang up there. That is where their 2 flash assists come from, is Sicko with that little pop flash outside, and once again it's going to net them that opener. Now that missed smoke, Mouse try and go through, they try and commit, and sometimes you got to know when to quit. Mousesports 35 seconds. Karrigan will deal with the player back in the site, but it's still a 2-on-3, and Dexter, even though he's on the ladder, even though his aim is going everywhere, he's still able to deal with the last man, and Karrigan's put down as well. 13 all now.
Just Mousesports in general, and hopefully things can change, but right now it's going to be a fast dive down the vents. Not successful for Rops. He had the best spawn, but the grenade is there from Malta, and strong utility usage from Renegades deny any little trickery here for Mousesports. Solo Galil on Chris. He's invested a little bit more than his team, but he's on 29 kills, so you can barely blame him. Karrigan has found himself through main, but he's been spotted and legged. Low HP. Is anyone even covering this? Someone is from the site, luckily enough. Inns has his eyes trained, and now Chris trying to peek off for the contact of Karrigan. He does get away with that kill, even though Inns expected the angle. Malta up and above. He's going to be dropped down below. Chris with his second entry before the trade is in with the AWP, and Karrigan on this, Frozen on this wrap outside is going to find a dink. It's not the killing blow, as it's Woxic, coming back in towards A. But the flank is in from Ramp. Dick Stacy almost hitting the timing and going down to Frozen. This is a 2-on-2. The Mousesports should not be winning, but Renegades are giving them a way back in. It's got to be on Dexter right now, as Sicko's already tagged.
Oh, Flash is good, but not good enough. And now Dexter, the last bastion of hope for Renegades in this round, but Frozen is... And so this one here is so important. Sicko is going to deal with Rops, who thought he'd secured a foothold towards outside. Sicko is very, very quick on the trigger there to get the job done. And now, man advantage for Renegades. Oh no, it's getting even worse. The MP9 of Dick Stacy's even found success, and even as they try and get into ramp, even as they try and pressure this side, Dexter was still an unknown factor.
We have seen so many individual players from Mousesports go in positions where they're just not being able to get traded, and while these are duels that Mousesports win, a lot of the time, these are not those times. Again, going down. And now a 1-on-5 for Frozen. Desperation here for Mousesports. What can he even do? If he gets this kill close vent, he can drop down towards B and open up a chance. There's no one on that lower site, but
game long. Woxic having a bit of a tough time, sitting bottom of the board right now for Mousesports, and once again he's bested in the opener there by Sicko, who has been coming out trumps in these AWP heads-to-heads time and time again. You want to look at a real difference here between these two teams, and that is that Woxic, the all-star AWPer of Mousesports, is sat right down bottom of the board, 12 and 26, dying in almost every single one of these rounds for Mouse. Sicko, meanwhile, is topping the charts. Top of the board alongside Malta for Renegades, and there is a real disparity in how these AWPs are lining up. Now, it has found its way into Chris J's hand. It's not the end of the world, right? He used to love this big green gun, or big white gun in Woxic's case, as he does have the Asimov skin. Chris J's been looking for a chance to use this for a little while. And maybe that could be enough for Mouse, but they are still a man down, and more damage is being done. They look to commit to this A bomb site. They look to go for a last-ditch A play, and Inns will falter. A 4-on-4 as they now just have to get past Malta inside of this site.
Yeah, nice trading here from Mousesports, not rushing, just taking their time in finding these topside players. Renegades realize they need to set up for retake. We can't commit to holding on to A for much longer. Dick Stacy on that flank. Chris sets his back up, and the door's been blown open, so he has no cover and no face as the advantage is taken for Renegades on this retake. Mousesports looking to take us to overtime on Renegades map pick, and it might not be able to happen. Rops has gone down. It's Frozen, the young gun, a 1-on-3 to keep Mousesports in this situation. He might have the advantage, a surprise onto Dick Stacy, but that's only one man. That man's dead, and so is Frozen. Dexter